WSOP is now come to a close. After thinking about what it takes to be elite and what it takes to withstand the variance, I am more or less quitting tournament poker. Ooh. All right, I'm nervous. It's been a while since I've talked to a camera. Plus, I have a feeling a lot of people are not going to like what I have to say. For those of you that don't know, my name is
The JohnnieVibes.
A man has been playing poker for a very long time. On the rise here on YouTube.
A flush over flush situation on the flop against Brett Owen. And look at this, Johnnie Moreno with a great fold. Oh my God! What a fold by Johnnie.
He probably has a hand like ace king. I think that he's gonna find a fold.
I'm gonna let it go.
Jack has nothing, and Johnnie calls him 3 streets correctly with a weak ace high. What a call.
We're in the Poker Go studios right now. Center stage, all the equipment. This is kind of like the Yankee Stadium of poker tournaments. If you're playing in here, you're kind of at the top of the game. He's in here on a regular basis. Today, final table, playing for 200 and something thousand.
241, but you have a piece this time finally.
I haven't been in here in 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of my former life.
Feels a little weird.
Cool thing about this place too is they stream the tournament, so we're gonna be able to watch on like a 30-minute delay.
A little bit interesting when you play on these things because you're under a microscope. If you make a mistake, it's like amplified. I did something well on a stream a couple months ago, and that's amplified, you know, just when you have the eyeballs on it. So I call.
Makes the call. Andrew Moreno with an amazing call. Andrew Moreno is our champ.
This is not like Big Brother talk, but Andrew's actually one of the best poker players in the entire world. No surprise you're at a final table again. $5 million-ish in poker winnings and tournaments. All right, well, good luck, bro.
All right, man. Love you.
Love you too. We'll be watching.
All right, guys.
If you can't tell by now, we're best friends. It's pretty much always been this way. And to say that I'm proud of him would be a massive understatement. He's doing something that's nearly impossible nowadays. He's living the poker dream and he's doing it at the highest level.
Andrew Moreno, one of the best mid-stakes tourney players in the world.
Hey, Miles.
What?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Monster truck driver, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a monster truck driver?
Because I like monster trucks.
This is my nephew Miles. It's Andrew's son. Reminds me a lot of Andrew.
Way bigger. Because I want to win.
And I actually remember the first time that Andrew told me he was moving to Las Vegas to chase his poker dream 20 years ago. A part of me wanted to stop him and tell him that he's being unrealistic. He wouldn't have listened anyways. His passion and energy for poker was unrelenting.
The problem with that hand is that so many of these spots, like the way I think the ranges are constructed, like my combo usage is fine.
And he would need every ounce of that unrelenting passion because Andrew was far from an overnight success. And if you ask me what my poker dream was 10 years ago, I thought I was actually living the dream back then. I was making a solid living playing a game, and I was doing it consistently year after year. Something that's always kind of been mind-blowing to me. Being good at cash game poker brought me what I valued most at that time, which was freedom. Freedom from having to report to a boss, freedom to choose when to work, freedom to pursue hobbies. Hobbies like making YouTube videos. Which brings me back to Andrew and all the lessons that I've learned from him. And seeing where he's currently at, living his poker dream. It's helped me to look inward and ask myself the question, what is my version of the poker dream? I've never had a signature win. I've never had that winner's photo with all my friends around me. And the only way you can get that is if you're in there, so we're back, baby. Is it realistic? Of course not. But drawing inspiration from Miles and Andrew, I'm gonna be a little bit unrealistic about my poker dream. So after a couple years off, I'm back in there chasing the dream alongside Andrew, my childhood best friend.
Race. Raise to 12,000.
You should go over there.
I really did almost call it. I really am sure you're not afraid to put one. I really almost called it.
Hold on. I got jacks. I've played a lot of these, and that might have been the first time where I was involved on a stone bubble with an all-in. It was nerve-wracking, especially because I had to wait like 8 minutes for them to come over and deal the cards out.
Great shot. It's never easy. It's never easy.
Rainbow board, here comes the turn.
Zoom in for the queen.
Is that it? That's not it?
Here comes the river.
Want a massive flip, so we're top 10 in chips, 300 players left. This one feels good, so I'm gonna hop back in there.
I think if I have like 10 or better, I think I'll call higher pair. Pure flip.
Crazy day for the Moreno family. We're at the World Series of Poker. Christy and Andrew are playing the tag team tournament, kind of. Andrew's deep in the tournament at the win with over $1 million for first place. There's like 30 players left in that tournament. Because of that, he can't be here to play the tag team with Christy. They are down to the final 2 tables in this tournament. 18 players left. Gold bracelet for first, like 180K. So we're gonna keep an eye on them. Hopefully they do something big today.
Okay, I just busted in 12th, and I'm trying to be easy on myself because it's all good. I say that, and then I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
We are hand for hand right now. It's a 3K buy-in, and first place is 830,000, so it's a big one. Andrew's still grinding over at the win, so if things don't go well here, I'm gonna go over and sweat Andrew because he has $1 million up top there, and I want to be able to root him on. This has been one of the more fun days at the WSOP, and it's actually a reminder of why I'm still playing tournament poker, because there are days like this that I get to have with family members who are doing the same thing that I'm doing. Christy, one of my best friends, obviously, and my brother, the best friend that I have. So this is days like this is why we're playing at the World Series. Cut off raise, and I had ace king in the small blind, and I had 16 bigs, and he ended up holding 10. So good result for me because he obviously could win with 10s there, and I would have busted on the bubble. So I don't know. I didn't come to the World Series of Poker to fold ace king. Been here playing for almost 2 months now, like 6 weeks. We are in one tournament right now, the 777. There are 160 players left or so. First place is $777,000. So we're definitely in a good spot, middle of the pack right now. I think we're like around 80th in chips. All right, we're on break. 80 left. We're guaranteed 56.60, I believe, payout right now. Fairly short, but the average chips is fairly short as well. I'm like middle of the pack, 80 players left. I'm like 35th position. tough players at my table. Michael Wang is at our table now, but I think we're about to break. I actually had a hand where I bluffed the river for a very small sizing with Jack High, and it got through, so that was like really crucial to help me maintain my chips. Got a couple shoves through, so definitely feeling good. Got a buddy at my table too, Ronnie Barda. Rooting for him as well. If we don't do this, I want him to do it. So long way to go before we get to the final table, but so far so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to right now.
Hey out.
101.
Thank you, 01.
All right, Johnny, we got to take care of it.
All right, thanks. 2025 WSOP in the books. Let's talk about it. So what were the results? By the way, this is my office here. Let me show you guys. This is my office. I shoot the Skill Game podcast right here on this poker table. See there's a light above it. Back there's DJ equipment. You can barely see it, but I have little get-togethers, and sometimes we'll throw little music parties here. Couple desks in here for my wife, myself. We shoot content in here, we make content in here, and this is where I'm going to give you guys the recap on the 2025 WSOP. So how did it go? My 2025 WSOP, I had $51,277 in buy-ins, and I had $41,680 in cashes. So that leaves me with a net profit of negative $9,597 from the World Series of Poker. I played 27 bullets and I cashed 11 times. So my cash rate was actually over 40%, which is very good. I had a couple deep runs, obviously, 73rd and a 76, but not deep enough. All the money's at the top. And because of not cashing the main event, which was a $10,000 buy-in, that put me into the negatives. And honestly, this result isn't that bad. And I actually decided to pull together all of my stats over the last like 7-ish years that I've been able to capture stats. And keep in mind, I did play full-time tournaments for about a year and a half. My buy-ins are $433,756, and my cashes are $441,099. So my profit is $7,343 with an average buy-in of $2,235. 194 bullets, 40 cashes, so a cash rate of around 21%. And my ROI is just a shade under 2%. So that's obviously not good. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to be so transparent about my poker tournament results, because the Hendon mob does not track buy-ins. And you see so many people with 6-figure, 7-figure Hendon mobs. My Hendon mob has in the mid $400,000 range. And as you can see, I'm barely up with almost a non-existent ROI. So when you factor in if someone's traveling for tournaments, which means flights, hotels, all this kind of adds up, and it shows you that someone who's a professional poker player who plays cash games, who does well and makes good money, when they play tournaments like myself, it's really hard to turn a profit. And this is the main reason why I've decided that poker tournaments are not going to be my source of income. It's something that my brother does for a living, so I get to see the ins and outs of it. And first of all, I'm just not good enough to crush poker tournaments. If I want to crush poker tournaments, I'm going to have to put in so much more study. And even if I were to put in so much more study, it's still going to be insanely difficult. My brother, like I mentioned, climbed to top 10 in the world at one point in poker tournament rankings. he still has had years where he's lost money and another year where he broke even. And because of the tax structure that we have here in America, if you lose 1 year, break even the next year, and then the third year have a great year, you're going to be taxed on your great year without being able to offset the previous 2 years. You can try some tricky accounting stuff, but I would not recommend it. Basically, the tax structure is really tough for poker tournaments. So confusing that I don't even do my own taxes. I have someone else handle that. Poker tournaments is not really something that I would recommend as something that you should rely on for your sole source of income. There are some exceptions. If you are one of the world's best, if you are from the UK and you don't pay taxes on gambling winnings, if you can live in a place where there's a lot of tournaments available to you, somewhere like Las Vegas, somewhere like South Florida, there is a way to make a lot of money playing poker tournaments, but the economy is just not what it used to be in terms of the edges that we have in poker. So it's just a really tough grind. And I'm not here to discourage anyone on playing poker tournaments. I'll probably play again next summer. It's one of those things where if you are a winning player or a break-even player like myself, over long periods of time, you're eventually gonna hit that big 6-figure score, or perhaps an even 7-figure score if you're playing the right tournaments. So while I have invested so many hours into poker tournaments and it hasn't paid me virtually any money, the promise of maybe having a big score one day, keeping sharp and keeping my mind fresh and having a little competition in my life is why I'm going to continue to play these tournaments. But I'm just not going to make it my sole source of income. I'm not going to travel around and play poker tournaments, which means now that the World Series of Poker is over, I'm pretty much done playing poker tournaments until next World Series of Poker. At least that's the plan, especially with a baby on the way. Who knows what's going to happen? If you want a more deep dive into some of the nuance about poker tournaments, what I think is possible for poker tournaments, a back and forth discussion between me and my brother on the state of poker, I have uploaded some podcasts now on my other channel. The channel is called Skill Game Mafia. You can check it out over there. But otherwise, you can stay locked to the JohnnieVibes YouTube channel because even though the World Series of Poker is over, I'm back. I have a renewed energy for creating content. No sponsors. It's just one of those things where I feel like I can get better at creating content, and the only way to get better at it is by practicing and uploading on my channel. I want to become a prolific storyteller. I want to become a prolific filmmaker, and the only way to do that is to continue uploading here on this channel. So thanks for those of you that have been here since the very beginning. For those of you that have stuck around for my 2-year absence, I really appreciate you, and we're back. Ready to make some killer content here on YouTube. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, and commenting.